What's going on, pipe people? The Pipe Hunter back at you at my third attempt of this video because it keeps getting interrupted. Still on the cop kick. Love this one. I've had it for a long time. Actually, I don't know why I'm showing you the side because there's no real coloring to it, but beautiful pipe still. Love it. I showed this in the last video. It wasn't the one I was smoking, but I know I showed it. Today I'm smoking Captain Black. Who would have thought? Check out the price tag on that. $12.89 at a gas station in Pennsylvania. That's crazy, but they had it, and that's what matters. I ran out of tobacco last year. I was out of state, out of town, and I found that it'll do in a pinch. Yesterday, I forgot to replenish my haunted bookshop, so when I got to the job site, I had enough for like 2 bowls, and that's my backup tobacco. Me and the captain go a long way back, to the very beginning actually. I'm going to discuss that just a little bit more at the end of the video. But I spent all day with Captain Black, puffing along, getting reacquainted, you could say. It wasn't a bad experience. It wasn't amazing. It's not really made to be. It was a simple but pleasant experience. It's not the first thing I'm going to reach for, but if it's available, I'll smoke it. And if it's all that's available, I'll smoke 10 bowls of it a day. I can see why a lot of folks back in the day smoked this. And I guess people still do because it's readily available and you can find it just about everywhere. But I'm not a big aromatic guy. And I've got nothing against aromatics or aromatic smokers. If you like it, you like it. That's all that matters. Whatever brings you happiness, you know, that's what's important. But the reason why I'm not a big aromatic smoker is they're light on nicotine, and they never taste the way they smell out of the pouch, because Captain Black Original out of the pouch smells amazing. It's beautiful vanilla note. And when I smoke it, and this is just me, I don't get a lot of vanilla. You get a hint of it, a real muted vanilla note, but mostly I just taste the Cavendish tobacco. And Cavendish for me has always burned really hot and kind of steamy. Like this coffee. And so I've always been kind of put off by aromatic tobaccos. I love to smell someone else smoke an aromatic blend. That doesn't happen very often, but it's happened a few times in my life where I can get a whiff of someone else smoking a rum blend or a cherry or vanilla blend, and it's amazing. My wife doesn't mind the smell of my regular pipe blends, but I'm sure she'd be very appreciative of me smoking this more often, which won't really happen. But yeah, the taste, it burns a little hot for me. It might just be my body chemistry, but I don't actually think this would be a great first-time blend for someone. If someone was super new, like never smoked a pipe before new, I think they'd get tongue bite in no time, because it gives me bad cotton mouth. It doesn't burn me, but it gives me that dry sensation on my tongue. But it's been a while since I've smoked several bowls of this. And in the process of getting reacquainted, I picked up a note that I've never picked up before. And that's the Virginia tobacco in it. I never noticed it before, so I don't know if I'm just paying more attention these days to flavor notes, my palate's developed more, or experience. I don't know. But for whatever reason, I either didn't taste it before or I just didn't pay any attention to it. The Virginia note, it's faint, and it's in the background. You gotta go looking for it. But I get a lot of grassiness from it. Again, you can hardly notice it, to be honest. But it's definitely a grassy note. And I think the Virginias are a little sharp too. They're definitely on the young side. That young, green, grassy, Virginia. And there's an ever so slight, and this is really hard to notice, but it's there, bright note that I'm sure is from the Virginias as well. It's so faint I can't really identify it. Maybe like a touch of lemongrass, something zesty. It actually says zesty on the pouch. I don't think this is the note they were talking about, but and you don't notice that one all the time, at least I don't. It's just every so often I'll get just this something bright that shows up in the far background. Actually, when I bought this pouch last year, I had a cheap pipe that I would keep in my truck, and I smoked several bowls of Captain Black in it. And then right after, I tried some Cornell and Diehl Sunset Harbor Flake, which is like a Balkan broken flake. For about 2 bowls, I got the vanilla from the Captain Black, and then it was gone after that. But the top note of the Captain Black mixed in with the Sunset Harbor Flake was amazing. And I actually noticed the topping more smoking the Sunset Harbor Flake in the pipe than I did while I was smoking Captain Black. I thought that was interesting. So if you want to have a good experience, or make your own kind of crossover English, smoke like 4 or 5 bowls of Captain Black in a pipe and then throw a Balkan in. It wasn't Frogmorton Cellar, but it was enjoyable. So, as I was saying before, the Captain and I go way back. And smoking several bowls of this yesterday got me thinking about old times. Getting introduced to pipe smoking. My younger days as a pipe smoker, if you want to call it that. And it got me thinking about some memories. I've smoked 4 Captain Black blends. Original, Cherry, Gold, and Royal, in that order. And I've got a fond memory attached to each one of those blends. You ever have a pipe blend that you have a memory attached to, or a certain cigar? I've got a memory attached to each one of those. And it's funny because I don't really find the blends very memorable, to be honest. Not bad, but not memorable. I got to thinking about that too, and if I'm around other people, if I know I'm going to be, I might try to smoke something, at least then, that was more aromatic to please those around me. And so, the memories were more about the people I was with, more so than what I was smoking at the time, so the people make the memories, not the pipe blend. I'm going to put out 4 mini videos. I think they'll be short, probably shorter than this one, about each of those 4 Captain Black blends I mentioned: Original, Cherry, Gold, and Royal, and the memory that goes along with it. And this is actually going to, well, how am I going to say this? I don't intend for this to be a deep dive into how I got into pipe smoking and my pipe smoking history and journey. But a lot of the big points will be covered in the video. When, where, how I got started pipe smoking, pallet development, how I went from one blend to another, and when it really took off. But it's more so about the little stories that go with each one. On the job site today, rain and lightning, so we're on a lightning stand down probably for a while. So I'm in the truck hotboxing. That's right, no windows are rolled down. This truck's about to smell amazing. Before I hop off here, I don't really have a schedule for the 4 videos. It may be the next 4. I may put out other videos in between. I could do one a week. I may knock it out any week. I don't know. But eventually, those videos will be coming along. And I hope you check them out. And thank you for checking out this video. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week. As always, keep smoking, keep puffing, and keep enjoying.